Oh, hey guys. Hey everybody. I'm Matthew from MiniWarGaming.com. I'm going to do a bit of an open vault behind the scenes. Just want to talk about a few things going on here and share some feelings that I've been feeling. This is a feelings video. But first, let's take a look. Yeah, I know, gross, right, Josh?
What are you getting sentimental?
I am, in my old age. In my old age, I'm getting sentimental.
It's okay.
And I've been feeling, I'll talk about that soon, because I gotta plug the product first, right? So let's talk about the Rapid Fire Dice Box. So this is the Rapid Fire Dice Box. So it's a 3D printable piece of terrain. Let's close it up. I don't think we can close it up. All these dice are in there, but oh yeah, let's demonstrate. See, it lets you count your dice out really fast. See, 5, 10, 15, and then when you want to, then you roll and you're done. You just throw them back in, and it automatically sorts them. It actually opens along the bottom as well. I'm just throwing your dice all around here, Josh. It opens in the bottom, and you can store more dice. I think it can hold like 20 or 30 dice. I can't remember the exact amount. So there's a Kickstarter for this that's just launched. It's not our Kickstarter, it's by Tempest Terrain, but we're kind of partnering with them. We're going to be fulfilling their North American orders, and then also it'll be available in the Forge afterwards as well. So if you want to help support Tempest Terrain, which is a small company, I think it's just like one guy who made this. It's a really cool concept. Then check out the link below. I just want to show what it looks like closed, because it's not a, oh, it does close. I just using one-handed here, but it's a nice, just little sea can. It's a little crate.
It's a sea can.
It's a sea can, right?
Connex. I don't know what a Connex is.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm talking. It's a crate. It's the most common piece of terrain that you could make. So you get an STL for this. This thing prints up on a bamboo printer in about 4 hours. Then you assemble it, and you're good to go. Or we'll do it for you. Like I said, you can buy the digital files or the STLs. So that's fun, and they're actually been using them. They're fun to use. So, and maybe we force you guys to use them too, so that we can show them off.
Because I mean, like, especially because so speed's important, especially if I'm like, because I'm holding the camera with my main hand and the offhand being able to grab dice quickly.
Yeah,
it's just nice.
Yeah, and then you can just throw them back in. Yeah, and I think it works. It works with the smaller dice too. They actually get sorted just as well, because I think the small dice are just big enough that they don't go through it 2 by 2.
Right. Yeah.
And so you can throw smaller dice in there as well. But yeah, go check that out. Link below. Hey, John.
Hello.
John's an oldie but a goodie.
Very good.
Yeah, like OG, right? OG MiniWarGaming, bringing chaos and saying sure, since as long as I can remember.
It's very true.
And so you're playing some big Imperial Knights with your Titan, your Warhound. And then over here you brought, of course, you're doing chaos still, right?
Yes.
Nothing but chaos.
Always chaos.
And you got your big tusked knight with a bunch of, what are they called in the chaos side?
War dogs.
War dogs, that's what it is. Not armatures, yeah. So war dogs, and then looks like you got some Tzeentch demons just to back them up and get in the way and gum up the line, right? Because they're annoying to kill because they just keep splitting and stuff.
They do, and they have a 4-up invul, so they're really good.
Yeah. No, I played with them in a campaign, and that's when I discovered how they work. Which I actually like this iteration of their rules the best, because I've played with them through past editions as they try to figure out how do we make this splitting and splitting again work. And it's been clunky, or it's been overpowered, or it's been like stupidly time-consuming. So I feel like they've found the right balance.
I think so too.
Where it's like whenever they die, at the end of all the attacks, they split. So you can wait, and you don't have to do them one by one. You can do them all at the same time. And if they all get wiped out, your opponent can try just to wipe them out in one go and stop them from splitting, which is cool. And of course, they come back and especially if they're in their zone, right? Although I don't think you'll be playing with the zone rules, because you're not playing Chaos Demons. You're doing the Chaos Knights with Demon Allies. And I learned all that because we did the last 100 Guardsmen campaign.
Okay, so yeah, you get to learn Chaos Demons all the time.
Yeah, all of a sudden, because I'm like, normally I wouldn't care. Not that I don't like Chaos Demons, it's not my army, right? But I was playing them against Steve's 100 Guardsmen that once they die, they're dead. That campaign, and so I had to learn how they worked, the Plague Bearers and the Bloodletters and all the other stuff. So that it was interesting reading the Pink Horror rules the first time. I'm just like, I'm like, what? But I got it eventually. Anyways, have fun with your game.
Thanks.
Let's go walk around and talk about what else is going on. So, getting set up today for a new narrative campaign that we're starting tomorrow. So speaking of the last 100, so in here, it's not set up yet. I'm going to be setting up for a Space Wolf versus Orcs narrative campaign. So it'll be Steve and Luca. Steve playing the Orcs, of course, and Luca playing the Space Wolves. And it'll work like the last 100 Guardsmen campaign. So if you're not familiar with that, essentially it's a de-escalating campaign. So they start with a lot. In this case, 5,000 points of orcs and about 4,500 points of Space Wolves. Space Wolves get some defensive bonuses in the first few missions. I'm out of breath because I'm an old man. Anyways, and but once something dies, it dies. Except for characters and some important vehicles. They get battle scars, like Crusade battle scars, but once they get 3 battle scars, then they die as well. Maybe they get to come back as like dreadnoughts or something, but that depends on how well they function. And then I opened it up that people could actually pay to name the characters and the regular dudes. And that was really good. We didn't sell every last one. There's like 380 guys. I think we sold like 140 of them. But just from selling the 140, we were able to raise pretty much the cost that it will be to make the narrative campaign, which is awesome because that helps us a lot up front to cover the cost, because this is not cheap to do. And then of course the first episode will be free and the rest will be in the vault, and free also to the people who backed, even if they're not a vault member, of course. So that'll help to support, to generate the revenue to make more of these campaigns. So I'm setting up in here. We got new terrain for it that will be available on the MiniWarGaming Forge. It's going to be like a defensive line, big fortress kind of thing, which I'm really looking forward to. Adam's finishing it up. So I should be getting that today, getting all set up. And then tomorrow, which is Wednesday, because we're going to post this video right away, we're going to start filming. And if everything goes well, it'll start going out next week, because we're just getting all the assets together and having fun with that. The Old World campaign is going well, and actually going well both on our end, everybody seems to be enjoying it, but also on the viewers' end, on your guys' end, that people seem to be enjoying it as well. And just being able to, like, almost Total War, Warhammer style moving around. Planning more campaigns. Next week I actually have a father and a son coming in, bringing Red Wolves, a Space Wolf successor chapter, and I plan on doing a narrative campaign with them. They're going to be here for 4 or 5 days, so I'm going to take them the whole time and just film an entire narrative campaign. I'm going to try to convince them to do it for the launch of Space Marine 2. So this narrative campaign will actually come out rather soon. And I'm really trying to really get right back into that, just pumping out narrative campaigns. Scari's helping out a lot too, so is Luke and Steve. And so, because I know that's a lot of what you guys enjoy from us. So enough about narrative campaigns, let's talk about 3D printing. So a lot has changed for that. I know we've shown off some of the stuff already. I think in the last Open Vault you may have seen it. We've moved all the FDM printers in here, all our Bamboo Labs, the P1Ps, P1Ss, and X1 Carbons. If you're ever wondering what printer you should get for FDM, so for printing terrain, the P1P 100,000% is the one. If you want us to get a little commission, if you buy it, just go to miniwargaming.com/P1P. That's an affiliate link, but I would recommend it even if I didn't make a commission. I'll only make like 3% or something like that. But that is, it's a workhorse. It self-levels. It's like out of the box, 20 minutes later it works. So we're busy printing lots of movement trays. We're busy printing terrain, and all sorts of projects for the orders on the Forge. The big change though, and I can't really go in here for more than a few seconds without a lot of personal protective gear like masks and gloves and chemical glasses. So we're just going to take a peek in. So we got a lot more 3D printers. I'm just going to poke my head in really quick. There's Ricky back there. He's new to the MiniWarGaming Forge. And so he's got all his personal protective. And by the way, what he's wearing is not overkill. Now he wants to keep his beard, so he's got to go the full mask. Otherwise you couldn't do the other mask. But we'll talk about safety in another video, because you really need to be safe with this stuff. If you are doing resin printing at home, I hope you are really, really well versed in the safety aspects of it. So we got, if you're wondering what we got a lot of Elegoo's. These are, we got 6 Saturn 3s and then 10 Saturn 4s. And then on the cheap side, we got the Anycubic X2s, the Mono X2s. Not nearly as good, all sorts of problems, but like once you get them dialed in, then they're kind of a good workhorse. Whereas I'd recommend the Saturn 4, 100,000%. Way more expensive. I think it's like 600 bucks Canadian. So like $400 or $500 American. Really need to close that door. Oh. And if you're watching this, the winner of the Hexen Hills contest, that's your map that we're printing off right there. I need to make a separate video about this, but essentially, like, I want to make a video titled "Do Not 3D Print Miniatures at Home," which I know would stir up a bit of controversy. And really the videos, it's a little bit of a clickbait title there, because really what it would do is be like, you know, you really need to understand how dangerous this is. And if you want to do it at home, you better be doing this, 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 and this, and this. And it's not meant to scare people off, because, you know, obviously I want people to come and buy it from the forge. It's more meant to be like, the more I learn about this, the more I realize that people aren't taking it seriously enough. Like some people are, of course. But this is not to be taken lightly. FDM printing, like for terrain and stuff, that's every bit of research I do shows that that's perfectly safe. You could have it running in your bedroom. I wouldn't, because of the noise. But resin printing, the extremes that we have to take as a business, all the things I've learned because of having to do the research on the chemicals and the safety stuff, it made me like, okay, yeah, if you're doing this at home, you better learn all of it. But I'll make a separate video about that. But if you have questions about that, leave it in the comments below. And it'll help prime me for what I should talk about in the video. Because I do want to start making more videos about 3D printing. Just trying to find the time, because I think it's a really important subject and a lot of you are interested in it. Let's go upstairs. Whew, we're upstairs. Hey, James.
Hey.
And working on all sorts of stuff. Look at all these colored movement trays. This is actually for the Space Wolf versus Orc campaign, so that people can identify where their model is. Whew, I'm out of breath again because I walked upstairs. Need to get in more shape. So the idea is that if there's multiple squads of orc boys, you'll know that you're in the green squad, and so you can see where you happen to be. So we're going to be selling these on our site as well, because they're useful. They're just regular. Like, there's nothing new about them. It's just, it seems like a good, solid product to have. And then 3D printing our own wash basins for all those printers downstairs, because we need more of them. Whew. Catch my breath. Oh, catch my breath. Anything else interesting to show right now? I know we just did an open vault a week or two ago, so. No?
I don't think so.
There's like tons of stuff going on,
Yeah.
but I don't think there's anything that we haven't shown in the past.
Nothing we haven't shown, or nothing that's ready to show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're getting, there's always more stuff that's coming, but we'll see soon. Okay, I'll walk and talk while I just go back to my office. Finishing thoughts here. So, watched a video this morning that actually kind of made me, like, brought a tear to my eye. And it's interesting what the video was, because making sure that what's behind me can be seen. Yeah, sure. You can see a sneak peek into my head. It's the narrative campaigns I'm thinking about. But it was an interview between John something, the guy who plays Punisher, and then what's her face, that's like a professional dungeon master. Relics and Rarities, I think she does, and some other stuff too. She's a really good DM. Just don't remember her name. And she was like, you want to play D&D? And he's like, I don't really know what that is. And she introduced him to it by saying, well, let's play right now. And they're on a podcast, so there's no dice being rolled. And she just instantly transports him in. She's like, you got a bow on your back, you're in a forest, you got a sword on your side, you're walking along, and there's moonlight's barely coming through, and you hear a snap, you hear a crack of a branch. And she walks him through a really quick thing, and he keeps asking questions, and you can just see the light bulb go off. And the reason I kind of teared up is because I've been stressed lately. There's been a lot of stuff going on, both on the health side and just running a business, 5 kids, tons of stuff going on. And like, we played D&D last night, because we play every Monday typically. And but I wasn't like looking forward to it very much, because I'm the dungeon master and I just wasn't feeling it that day. We still had fun. And I'm glad that we have a regular schedule, because then it forces me to do it even when I'm not feeling like it, which is a funny thing to say for D&D. But that's just, you know, when you're tired and stressed out, sometimes you just don't want to do anything. I think you guys can get that. But watching that, there was just something about seeing the light go off in his head and him asking questions that I was like, yeah, that's why we do this. That's why we play these ridiculous games. Warhammer and Age of Sigmar and Dungeons and Dragons and Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. Like, we just want to just storytell. We just love storytelling. And yeah, we love modeling and we love painting and we love rolling lots of dice. And we love rules and figuring things out and min-maxing. But I feel like stories, you just want to be part of a story. And that's what really matters. You want to have those moments where your character matters, or you care about something else that's not real. And you can immerse yourself in that. So it just kind of reminded me of that. It reignited some of the passion. Because, you know, when you're running it as a business and you're doing it all the time, it becomes a grind sometimes, even though it's like a great job, and I'm not going to deny that. Doesn't mean it doesn't come without stress, especially because you're worried about money all the time and making sure everybody's being paid enough and making sure you're being paid enough, and trying to, at the same time, balance work life with home life and other life and all that kind of stuff. So So yeah, so it's just a nice reminder to be like, yeah, this really is a thing. This really is important to me, not because, hey, I get to have fun, but because like I need this part of my life that lets me have this social interaction with other people, build these relationships through storytelling, and really become part of something that affects people, that actually like touches us emotionally. So that's kind of my emotional side bit right there. I'll put a link to that video. It just came out a couple days ago. You may have already seen it, but I really strongly recommend you watch it. It's just 8 minutes long, and she does such a good job of just of showing him why people love D&D in this case, but really it translates to what we do in this hobby. So anyways, sentiment over. So thanks for watching, and let me know any questions below. Leave comments of what you'd like to see in the future, and we'll see what we can do for that. Happy wargaming.